I've just seen the benefit of alignment within myself. So if I'm ever feeling like I'm having a doom scroll and I'm comparing myself to somebody else and I'm like feeling like I'm not enough and I don't feel worthy, like all the things that we all do, I just sit there and go like, oh my gosh, if we go back and tell 12-year-old Kaitlyn what we're doing right now, 12-year-old Kaitlyn would be like, you're joking. That is bigger than our wildest dreams.
Kaitlyn, you're one of those women that you see on like the internet and you can just tell the heart.
Really?
Yes. You're so fucking funny.
Oh, well, I'm like, you can see the heart. And did you say crazy wrong?
No, but like your crazy is like magic and it's smart crazy. And it's really, you can just feel the heart is my first reflection.
Thank you for saying that.
It's true.
I don't even know where I was. This was 2 days ago. And I said, I feel like my crazy is my magic. I said that.
Good.
So thank you for saying that. Okay, I will.
Welcome to the Spiritual Hustler podcast, babe.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
So sweet.
You have had such a trajectory.
Oof.
You really have.
It's been a doozy.
Yeah, girl. It's been fascinating.
A great
to watch.
doozy.
Yeah, we're here for the doozy. That's the human experience.
Love a doozy.
Same, girl.
Yeah.
And you have been like in this constant season of like many seasons of like reinvention, and you're so public. And my first question for you is like, how do you hold your authenticity and your constant reinventions when the world has an expectation of you?
Yeah. I love that question because I always want to know that about people who I feel like are really humble and grounded. And I sat down with my dad probably a year ago. I thought he was going to tell me he was dying because I have intrusive thoughts. And he was like, hey, he calls me Kate, can we sit down? I just need to have a talk with you, like maybe after dinner. I was like, what? No, now. And he like took me into my office and he said, you've done this. He went through all of my accomplishments. And I was like, yeah, that is cool. And he goes, that's not even what I'm proud of. He goes, I am proud that you have stayed true to yourself and you have remembered where you came from and you have remained like the Kate that your family knows and loves, even if that is like a little crazy. Like you've just remained yourself. And I said, well, that's because of you. Like it's because of my friends I surround myself with. Yeah. I'm really close with my family. I think people who ground you and just make you feel loved for just who you are instead of what you do is always feels like a more unconditional love than conditional love.
Absolutely.
And I've just kind of seen through the other stuff. I think it really helped that I went into this world at the age of 30. I wasn't kind of like lost in my 20s. I had done a lot of therapy. I had just reinvented myself from a really bad breakup. And it was just important to me. I remember being on the cover of so many magazines after the Bachelorette, and it was like my season was just so controversial and there was so much hate being spewed. And I just remember looking in the mirror and going like, you are at like the peak of whatever fame level you'll ever be right now, and you don't like this feeling. So just remember that.
Wow.
Just remember that like it's not what it's cracked up to be, and like there's a lot of pain that's happening right now. And so just always surround yourself with the people who you trust and love, and just stay true. Because it got you here. And as hard as this is, it's still where I wanted to be.
Yes.
I could handle the hate. I could handle all of that because I knew I was where I was supposed to be. So I think it's a lot of who you surround yourself with.
It's everything. And let's just go back to that moment that your dad pulled you into his office or your office. Yeah. I'm picturing my dad say that to me. What a gift.
I know. I started crying, of course.
I could too.
It's just my dad is 35 years sober. And I believe that like AA is Alcoholics Anonymous. You're not really supposed to talk about it. My dad is always okay with me being open about his journey because it's made him 35 years of basically learning how to live every day to the fullest, taking it like one day at a time, thinking about what matters in life. And you're constantly going through 12 steps of like really powerful things. It's basically like therapy every week. And he hasn't missed a Monday in 35 years. Like he's a really, really special soul.
That's incredible. And I will say, I have quite a few friends who've been through the 12-step program that are devoted to that program.
Yes.
They're some of the most conscious, God-based, beautifully awake, strong, present, humble,
that's
loving people.
Yeah, that's my dad.
That world, I have so much respect for that world and for the people that devote themselves to it.
Mhm.
You said something that I actually really want to click into, because a lot of the women that I speak to and work with, you know, we live in this, I call it the projection field, where like we're watching people with big platforms who have built success around it. And there's this desire that they have to follow their own dream. Everyone's dreams look unique to them, of course, but so many women are up against this resistance of really being seen and putting themselves out there and staying consistent with that, because they're afraid of what people will think of them. And you just mentioned like you were at the peak, which was the worst, and you still like thrived.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't all, obviously it was painful, but the women that are listening now, they want to move past their own blocks because they hear stories like yours. And yes, you're an extreme. You were on a show like The Bachelorette. They're like, well, I don't want to deal with that hate. I don't ever want to feel that way. And yet I'm sitting there constantly on a daily basis in my work being like, but the world needs you.
Yeah.
You know, so what advice would you give to her?
Yeah, it's so interesting, because I do think it takes a specific kind of person to be able to be in a spotlight or have a platform. And I think it comes with like constant self-work. I think it comes with like, I couldn't continue to thrive if I didn't like feed myself with like love and therapy and acknowledgement and like my own support. Because I mean, I have 3 different therapists, 4 if you want to count Chat GPT, but like I'm trying not to go there, but
same, but it's a slippery slope.
Like it gets me.
It totally does.
But I just am like, I've just seen the benefit of alignment within myself. So if I'm ever feeling like I'm having a doom scroll and I'm comparing myself to somebody else and I'm like feeling like I'm not enough and I don't feel worthy, like all the things that we all do, I just sit there and go like, oh my gosh, if we go back and tell 12-year-old Kaitlyn what we're doing right now, like 12-year-old Kaitlyn would be like, you're joking. That is bigger than our wildest dreams. It's exactly where you should be. And I always just have to go back to that simple thought of like, I'm such a believer in inner child work. I've done so much of it. And I've, again, just the benefit of getting to know yourself and letting go of pain that parents have put on you or childhood trauma. Not that you could ever let go, but you can give yourself a lot more grace, or it can be a lot lighter to carry. And you can know that it's not yours to carry. And once you get really deep with yourself and you're able, I'm a very visual person. I can drop into a meditation very quickly and go visit my whatever age self. I know where we are. We can either be at my family's cabin or like I have different spots for all.
That's beautiful.
And I just think it is constantly making me think, who cares what these people think? If my little inner child is proud of where we're at and I can sit in the like, look at all the work I've done and not only what I've accomplished, but who I am, that I can just keep going. Because what I've learned from a lot of therapy too is that you never want to be like the pattern police, like, oh, I see what that person's doing. This must be a pattern in their life. They probably had this as a child and you judge them almost, or you want them to like do the therapy that you've done. Because as anyone knows who's done a lot of therapy, it exposes people who haven't.
Amen.
And that is very challenging when you see other people who haven't, who you love and you believe in and you want more for them. And I feel that way about online trolls all the time. I'm just like, do better. Like your projection is showing your what insecurities, like what. And it just makes me sad that people haven't done the kind of work on themselves that could give them so much growth and love. But I went on a tangent and I forget what my real
I hear
thought
what you're about how to really, and actually, can I double down on your tangent?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's important to say, and we'll come back to the wisdom I want to give them listening because it's all relevant. There's this part of like my experience in having trolls on the internet. When I first started growing my platform, it was so dysregulating to me. I wasn't on a national TV show, but like Instagram is its own stage.
It's almost worse because I'm like, of course, I have voices coming in from Bachelor Nation. Like you built something and it's just like your thing.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
and
hard.
It is like my brand is me, is my business, is my life, is my soul.
Yeah.
And the first few years when it started to really grow and then I started to get that, I really, really was affected by it. It like would take me down and I would get really spun up in it. And I went from that like clicked out of that into, well, those people are just unhealed, right? And had like a righteousness to it.
Yeah.
Like bless and release, like fuck
that's
you.
where my point was. I'll remember. Go on.
Yeah, no. And I was just going to say that now it's not even about righteousness, blessing and releasing, like send them love, send them peace. Although there's a part of me that does send them love.
Yeah.
But I'm at this place now where I recognize that what people think of me is really none of my business.
Yes.
And I can really hold my sovereignty in that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't charge me in the same way. What were you going to say?
No, I love that because I go through phases all the time where sometimes I stand so strong in that and other times I still crumble at like some of the comments.
Depends on who it's coming from too.
I think that's the thing. I mean, there's so many. I love clapping back to ding dong trolls because I'm like, oh, you're making it too easy. And like part of my like love language in life is like chirping or making fun of, because that's like a form of flattery in my opinion. But I just, when it's a troll, I'm like, oh, this is too easy. But if it comes from somebody who actually like is a mother and like I see she has children, like that's when I go like, oh God, the world is still so in shambles. And like we are never going to learn. And now she's teaching her children to be a bully. Like that's when it really affects me. But my moment of realization, and then I forgot my train of thought, was not to, police people into like, oh, you should do better and you need to go to therapy and blah. It's more to just like be the light. And I think that's a big thing I try to do in life is like, okay, I want to show my crazy. I want to show my joy. I want to show my pain. I want to show up online like authentically because I never want to lose that. This is such a silly example, but I remember Megan Fox said in an interview once, do you remember Love is Blind when the girl said, she looked like Megan Fox and then the whole internet went nuts because she didn't.
Yeah.
Somebody told Megan Fox that in an interview and Megan said, oh, I hope that doesn't make her lose her sparkle because people bringing me down, like the world made me lose my sparkle. And I was like, that's so sad because she was actually so funny and like edgy and like didn't give a shit. And now she's like hides and
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm like, I never want to lose my magic, which is my crazy, which is my authenticity, because that's who I am. That's who I've been since I remember being like 3 years old. One of my first memories is me just being a crazy lady. Like it's just part of my DNA and I never want to lose that. And so I always want to show up as like, I call myself a light seeker because I want to find other people in the world that want to like feel light and joy. Which also comes with, I'm on antidepressants. Like I'm also have that to battle with. So people are like, huh? But I'm just a walking contradiction and that's okay. But it's just like so important to always want to show up as like, okay, I want people to look at me and go, I want what she's having. Mm-hmm. That's how I try and live my life.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all of that.
Yeah, I'll share it all day long. You'll like, get her on here.
No, this is really what I was going to ask you. The reality TV world is so exposing.
Yeah.
You really can't hide.
Yeah.
I think the reason why it is somewhat so alluring and magical and powerful is because people like you are willing to be their full selves and so real.
Yeah.
So what was the impetus to venturing into reality TV?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It was, it's so interesting because like when I said I'm a very visual person, my dreams tell me a lot. And I like I have books for like dream interpretations. Like I'm very fascinated by dreams and I can tell, this is so weird. I can tell when a dream is trying to tell me something and I can tell when a dream is just silly or like meaningless. And there are times where I'll wake up and I'll be like, that was way too vivid. And I had so many vivid dreams about being on The Bachelor.
Did you really?
Yes. Like in my brain, it wasn't even shocking to me or like scary when I went on because I was like, yeah, this was going to happen. And it like for years in my 20s. And it wasn't that I was like, ooh, I actually wanted to have my own radio show. That was always my dream. And I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to have a radio show and like somehow I didn't even know what a platform meant at that time. I was like 24 when I wrote this vision board. And so then when I went through a really awful breakup, it was like the first really awful thing of loss that happened to me so my best friend died when I was 18. And I thought I still have not gotten over that. I don't think I ever will. It just, again, gets lighter. But the breakup felt like almost that level of loss to me. And I was like, well, I'm just never going to open up myself to anyone ever again. And was like in a very dark place, and I had to go on medication, and I didn't want to be alive. And I was just like, you couldn't get me out of bed. My mom would come in every single night. I was having to stay with my mom because when he broke up with me, I had no job, no money in my bank account. I had no education. I had given up everything to go move with him. And my mom would just play like YouTube videos of like brainwashing, like to be happy and that you're going to be okay and that you're worth like something. She would just come in and play it in my sleep. I'd be like, yeah. But I really, in that, like once I would let myself feel really low and like sat there for way too long, my family and friends helped me get out of it. And I rebuilt myself. And my girlfriend was like, you need to go on The Bachelor. And I was like, I don't know if they take Canadians. And she was like, they do. They take 2 every year. And I was like, what? And so she sent in videos and photos and did all my paperwork
Your friend
for me.
did it for
yes,
you. Wow.
Yes. Her and my sister did like everything. And I didn't hear anything. A year later, I remember sitting at a restaurant on my lunch break. And
what were you doing at the time?
I worked at Cactus Club, which is like my favorite restaurant in Canada. It's a chain. Like I helped open Cactus Clubs in Canada, and I was on my like 3rd opening, and I was sitting there having lunch, and I had a missed call from an LA number, and I listened to the voicemail, and it was like, hey, it's Lacey from ABC, casting Bachelor. And it had been a full year, so I thought I wasn't going on. And she was like, we're just hoping you're still single and wanted to like possibly think about coming on the show. And I was like, get me out of this restaurant life. Yes.
You had no reality TV experience before then. You were like in heartbreak. And
this is how little I had. I remember walking out of the limo to meet The Bachelor, and I was like so curious. I was like, where's the music? Like I thought you'd hear the like sad or sappy or whatever music they played when somebody got out of the limo. And I'm like, it was like crickets, and he was standing there. I was like, like I just had no idea. I didn't know there's like cameras everywhere, and there's like a whole team of producers just standing there. And like, I was so naive to all of it, which I love because I think that helped me
I think one's naivete at the beginning of a journey is the greatest asset.
I agree. I actually really agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got yourself on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And then you became The Bachelorette.
Yeah. Which I never thought would happen because they don't usually like girls who talk about sex, have tattoos, and from Canada.
But what do you think it was about you? And maybe not the perception of you, but what do you think changed in you?
What do you mean? Like when I became The Bachelorette?
Like, you were so green.
Yeah.
You walked onto this show. You had no idea about production, TV world, anything.
Yeah.
And then you became the star of the next season.
Yeah.
So from like a quantum level, something shifted inside of Kaitlyn.
Yes. It was interesting because I always felt loved for who I was growing up. But when I went on that show, I felt like, oh shit, I'm different. Like, and in a way, I thought that as a bad thing. But when I became The Bachelorette, I went, no, I'm different, and that's a good thing. And the world is clearly craving something different. And I get to be, you know, myself, and I get to be this girl who isn't like the other ones. And I love all of them. Every single Bachelorette I love ever. But I was like, I was very different. I was very like, I was considered very edgy. I had the tattoos. I swore. I talked about sex. That's just like so like a taboo on that show. And so I started being like, wait, I'm being celebrated for being different in myself. And I get to show other girls who maybe feel like they're quirky and weird and loud that like we don't have to be put in a box. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So one of my biggest codes, like I call it a code, is sisterhood.
Yeah.
Like riding for women and really like, I call it sisterhood with a capital S, like walking the walk and really championing women's rising as much as being like a shoulder to cry on when things are bad.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you being amongst all of these women who are like basically set out to compete with one another?
Yeah.
What did that show you about sisterhood?
I'm still so close with about 5 of the girls from my season. We just had a reunion at my house not long ago. I met some of the most wonderful humans in that world. Even the final 3, it was me, Becca Tilley, and Whitney Bischoff, who's now Whitney Angel. She's the Chicago girl who I love. You know, the final 3 trying to marry the one guy. And we were like a sisterhood.
That's amazing. How does that work?
I'm not sure. I honestly, it still blows my mind that and it happens a lot on that show, because of course they cast for dramatic purposes. They cast me because I was like, guns blazing, telling inappropriate jokes. I drank. I was like just this like spitfire. They got Becca because she's beautiful. She's more soft spoken. She's more this. They've got this person because she cries all the time, and they've got this person because she's just like a wild drunk. Like they do this because that's what creates
good
the
television.
magic of television.
Yes.
You can't bring all the same kind of women into one house trying to date the same guy and expect, like, it would just be weird. And so a lot of us actually got along. And I remember saying, our season's going to be so boring because we all love each other. Now they are really good at editing. And I watched it back and I was like, oh my God. I don't remember any of it being this dramatic. But it was actually for the first time in my life where I didn't feel competitive with other women. I grew up dancing in ballet. We would all stand in the mirror and we'd compare bodies. We'd compare face shapes, hairlines, everything. We would be like, oh, I'd be happy if I had your boobs and my butt, but your ankles, like we'd just stand and compare all day long. And that was like a conditioned way for me to think. And I remember going in there and being like, I can't do that. I'm not going to compare myself to these women. I've worked way too hard on myself. I want to look at them as friends, not competitive people. And I would like stay up late and wait for girls to come home from their dates and like ask about it. And I was like, I know this is weird, but I just loved the idea of us feeling like a family at the end of the day.
That's amazing.
But that was the first shift in my 30s of thinking that way, because I feel like when I'm in a not good place mentally, I go to comparing myself because that's like the easy way. That's why I'll be like, oh, I'm going to go get Botox and filler and fix this on my face because that's what I do when I'm in a dark place.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized over the years, so after I was the Bachelorette, JoJo Fletcher was the Bachelorette after me. And so many people online were calling her like the hotter Kaitlyn, the better Kaitlyn, the sweeter Kaitlyn, the Kaitlyn 2.0, the new and improved version. And I remember being like already in a really bad place after that show. And I was like, oh my God. And then I went, I think this is the universe teaching me a lesson. So what I wanted to do was I'm like, I'm going to support her because nobody knows what it's like to go through this. So I reached out and I like would write blogs about it, but I would have my girlfriend watch because I was too sensitive from the show and what the show had done to me, but I wanted to be supportive of her. And once I saw how good that felt, I completely shifted my brain to a sisterhood. I went, if I'm ever feeling jealous or mean and I want to say something about them, like, what am I doing? And what is that saying about where I'm at in my life? And every single time I was jealous. And then I went, what if jealousy is inspiration? What if we remove the word jealous from our brain and we think of other women as inspiring? And that changed everything for me. And then I started loving lifting other women up, and I saw how beneficial it was to not even like what it looked like to how I felt internally about other women. I was like, my whole life I've been tricked. I thought I had to compare myself to other women when I'm really just inspired by them.
Yes. Isn't it fucked up?
Fucked up.
How they program us to compete and to judge and to compare and to feel activated and jealous because someone else shines.
Yes.
Which means it takes away from our shine.
Right.
And that is like the witch wound.
Yes.
That goes way back like to the 1200s when we were beyond that, like burned at the stake for being magical, beautiful, sensual creatures that we were.
I was killed twice in a past life.
100%. I was killed
2 past lives, yeah.
I think I'm like an orphan of the orphans that like of those women that got killed. Like it runs so deep in our blood and we're so unconscious to it because there was only so much room for women to be in a family system, to be safe, to be next to a man. Yeah. And that programming has been passed on. Like you mentioned the word DNA, like the lineage that we carry in our bloodlines that have been passed all the way up into our mothers that like didn't know better. And now we live in this world where we have therapy and we have medication, we have plant medicine, we have sound baths.
The cycle breakers. We're the cycle breakers.
I wrote about this in my book,
really?
The Light Work. Yes, we get to be the cycle breakers.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's
a crucible.
Really powerful.
It's the fucking most important work we'll ever do. Yeah. And so I just love that you broke that down. Being on The Bachelorette, like in my view, like a perfect storm for women to compete. You found your like tribe, but after the show, like that is just some gangster self-awareness. I'll just say, Kaitlyn.
It took many years of me being crazy in relationships and like not the good crazy that I will own, bad crazy, because I couldn't see it for what it was. And that's not my fault. But it is my responsibility to change that and then not put that on if I ever have a daughter. But
Right.
with you saying that, they put 2 women against each other to be the Bachelorette on my season. So it was me versus another girl. They pitted us against each other and they made the men decide who they thought. I'll never forget Chris Harrison. I still hold this against him. He said, who will make the better wife? And I was like, pardon me.
Yeah.
We will both make incredible wives for many different reasons. But it's about who we are. And yeah, it was just, again, it was like for the TV, like, let's put 2 women against each other. And I was like, well, joke's on you. I actually like her.
Right.
We like went into it together.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest fuck the patriarchy moment
It was.
one could ask for.
Because the patriarch, the man who runs the whole franchise of The Bachelorette, did not want me to be the Bachelorette. He knew the rest of like the internet and the world was like, make her the Bachelorette. That'd be entertaining. He was like, no. And so he's like, if I will, I put her against a prettier woman. And it was like the most gorgeous woman. She's Brit. I would just stare at her. She's so pretty. But it was like a moment for me to go, that's not how we have to think about this. We can walk into this together, not against each other.
And we have choice.
Yeah.
And we have agency. And it takes a level of self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right? To like say, hey, we can be on the same team here.
Yeah, because we didn't feel good about it. We weren't
Right.
I mean, regardless, I ended up getting picked, but I felt terrible for Brit for so many reasons. But like mostly because it's like, oh, like that level of rejection and not being picked. I don't care who you are, hurts anybody's feelings. But
I love what you said about turning jealousy into inspiration.
yeah,
I often say like what you see in me is what you possess in yourself, or you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah.
Like that's why you see it. It's like, so if you look at me and you're like, you were just saying as I was listening, like, she's so beautiful, Britt. I'm like, well, she's so beautiful. Like you, Kaitlyn,
Thank you.
because you possess a beauty. You're able to reflect a beauty. If you're like championing someone else's like massive success and financial rise, like you either hold that in yourself already and you can do that, or you know that you're capable of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you're jealous and tearing someone down for being successful or beautiful, that reflects a shadow inside of you
Exactly.
that you believe you'll never be beautiful or you'll never be rich. And it's just, I think this is the greatest time to be alive right now on the note of cycle breaking.
Yeah.
Call it like the circuitry and the DNA is like getting cut off and rewritten. And it's so hard because it requires you to look so deep at yourself.
I know. So I get so mad at trolls because I'm like, do the work.
Right. Right. Do the work.
Oh, you're like, everything's showing and I just want you to do the work.
But I have a whole new frame on the trolls.
Okay.
I probably don't get as many as you, but like I get them.
Well, the trolls are on fire right now with
everywhere.
me, but it makes me be like, I'm doing something right.
And you're helping me with my algorithm.
Yes, exactly.
Like more comments, please.
Please.
I actually, my first video that ever popped off and went viral was a couple of years ago during my book tour.
Yeah.
And it had like a many chat on it, like a call to action to buy my book.
Yeah.
And it was my first, it was the stupidest video. You know, when you like do shit and you post it, you don't think it's going to pop.
Yes.
It's like whatever. And the things you're like, please do well.
Right.
And it doesn't go anywhere. Well, that was one of those videos. And it was this video. So I'm very open about like my Pleiadian identity and that I like believe in higher beings and that I come from the stars. And we actually all are made of stardust. That's science.
Yeah.
And I identify with the Pleiadian constellation and like consider myself a Pleiadian. So I did this like 30-second video where I owned it. Like, I'm a Pleiadian.
Yeah.
I come from a star family. You probably do too. Anyway, I
probably
published it.
saw that.
Did you?
Probably because that kind of stuff is always on my feed and I love it.
I gained so many fucking followers from that video. It went viral.
Yeah.
But the comments.
Oh, yeah.
I like pissed off the Christian community, like
For sure.
hardcore. Like I was called the devil, a Nazi, a demon. Like people were making hateful comments about my face. And I was so dysregulated. Like the first 24, 48 hours, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And I remember going to my ads team because I was like, what do I do? I have a really trusted partner on that side of my business.
Yeah.
She's like, Jessica, the algorithm doesn't know the difference between a negative comment or a positive comment. It's a fucking comment.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is I think I sold like 1,000 books off of that one reel.
Yeah.
So like I see them now and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. It is hard to have that mindset because wow, they go deep. They would like to cut you. Like
you have way more of your personal life.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm as authentic as I intend to be, but I'm not on a reality TV show where like my heart was exposed, my relationships were exposed. Like cameras are on you all the time. Like we do get to somewhat curate the life that we want to show.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that with full awareness that people are like, well, what are you preaching authenticity for? It's like, we get to choose with empowerment and discretion today what's on the table for people to see about our lives on social media versus what we don't. But when you're as a public person as you are, I can imagine that the digs go deeper because they've seen more of you.
I don't know if it goes deeper. Because I go, well, they saw a one-dimensional character of me on TV and then they think that's who I am for the rest of my life. The amount of people that still comment to me like, you were so much prettier on The Bachelorette. And I'm like, do you really think I'm going to look the exact same as I did 10 years ago? Like, I've changed so much. And like, if you think beauty's on the outside, like that's a you problem.
Yeah, totally.
Why do you want me to look the same as I did 10 years ago?
Yeah,
that's just not possible. Show me a picture of you from 10 years ago. But Americans love their comfort food.
We sure do.
And that is like, they want you to be the same, look the same. If they liked you at this point, they want you to stay that way. Like they just don't have the capacity to hold growth in women. And it's so sad. And I see it all the time on my social. If I dance in a bathing suit on social media,
what happens?
They come out. You talk about the Christians and the people who are supposed to be kind and have like a Bible verse in their bio. I'm just like, what? God would not like that behavior.
They have the Bible verses in their bio.
Always. It's bizarre. And I just go, aren't you supposed to be a Christian? Like, I'm not hurting you. I'm not hurting you. I'm dancing. And people are like, she's going crazy. And I'm like, because I'm dancing? What?
Yeah.
Also, it took a lot of courage to post that because I have body dysmorphia. So let me have it. Okay.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Whenever I'm like really just being me, that's when I feel like people hate it. But again, it's just so obvious.
But like, I feel like a woman in her joy and unapologetic authenticity is the fucking revolution.
Yeah. I wish more people thought like that.
Well, you're in good company. And I think we attune to those that magnetize towards if you're not repelling while you're magnetizing, you're not playing big enough.
I like that.
That's just, I think it's be loved, be hated, don't be ignored.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not going to unapologetically be yourself without polarizing somebody.
Yeah.
But your job is not to pander to them.
Right.
Your responsibility is to not trigger them.
They're definitely triggered, but it's not
your responsibility, you know? And you've really, speaking of reinvention and like the evolution, I love what you said about Americans. It's very true. And I love that you can say that as a Canadian.
Yeah.
You've evolved nonetheless, babe.
Yeah.
You've really gone on to build a business and build a platform and have a podcast and be an entrepreneur. And your brand today, I feel like yes, The Bachelorette's tied to it, but you really stand for something so much bigger. And it's true. And as an entrepreneur, what have been like, you took your obviously platform from The Bachelorette, but you've really made it so deep. And what do you think is like the real lesson that you have for women today, like building a brand and a business around themselves?
It's one of my favorite things to talk about because I'm so lucky to have one of my girlfriends. So her name's Penny. And when I first moved to Vancouver, I remember looking at Penny. She worked in the restaurant that I worked at. She was younger than me and she was positions much higher than me. And I remember being like, how did she do that? And I just watched the way she moved in the world and carried herself. And she was such a badass. And I was so inspired by her. And now looking back, I'm like, she's been a mentor to me since I was 19 and I'm 40 and I'm still so close with her. And I remember she kind of had this conversation with me of like, do you really want to go on the 19th season of The Bachelor? Like, it's really not doing that good. I feel like you're meant for bigger things. And then all of that happened. She went, okay, I'm really glad you followed your gut on that. Like, now what? And I went, well, I want like a longevity here. I didn't realize when I went on The Bachelor, it's when Instagram started becoming like, oh, can you make money off this? Can Instagram be a business? And I was not going on that show to get Instagram followers because it wasn't that time.
It wasn't that thing.
It was more like while it was happening, I was like, wait a second. And I remember when I came off being Bachelorette, I was teaching spin classes and worked in a restaurant. And I was not money motivated. I was like happiness motivated. And now things are a little bit different, but I'm like, I love money now. I love money too. But I was just like, oh my God, if I had $10 in my account, I'm like, yes, I can get coffee on my way to work. Like, I just didn't care. I always knew I'd figure it out somehow. And so I got a brand deal offer, and this company calls me and they go, we're going to give you $5,000 to say that you wear this waist trainer that Kim Kardashian wears to suck your waist in. And I was like, sick. I was like, $5,000, which is a lot of money. And I was like, wow, I remember I worked, I think 5 months as hard as I possibly could to make $3,000 and like have that saved. And at one point in my life. And I was like, wow, yes, I'll do it. I posted it and Penny calls me and she goes, take that down. And I went, what do you mean? I said, they pay me $5,000. She goes, I don't care what they paid you. Take it down. And I was like, why? And I was so mad. And she goes, if you want to build a brand and you want the longevity of like this being a career, you have to have your audience trust you, trust what you're putting out there, trust who you are, what you believe in, what you promote. And she goes, and I promise you, if you do that, Reebok's going to reach out and you're going to do a really big brand deal with them that's way more money and it's way more meaningful and it's stuff you want to wear and show. And she's like, you're lying to your audience right now and they're going to see right through it. So I deleted it and it was the best advice.
Did you have to send the money back?
They hadn't wired it yet. Okay. It was the best advice that I had ever gotten because I was like, yeah, talk about like I went into The Bachelor saying, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for somebody I am not. I just want to be myself. And she goes, keep that through your whole life, because that's my advice to women is you always want to align yourself with things that feel like it is your purpose. It is your dream. It is your passion, because especially now people see through that shit so easily. I am so icked out by performative bullshit to like get people to either like you or buy what you're selling. And I see through it. And I just think I was like, okay, I'm going to turn down a lot of money. I turned down so many friggin' brand deals that I could have just, but overall, over the years, I really built a community with my audience instead of a following.
Yeah.
And it always feels weird to me to even say following because I'm
I
like,
hate that word.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I don't want a bunch of followers like a cult.
It's such a bizarre word to me. I've never resonated with it. Community all day.
I want community. I want people to know that if I'm putting something out there, I've tried it. I like it. I use it. And now I swear by that. I make sure if I'm going to promote something, I believe in it. I've done my research on it. And I think that's, first of all, that and having people like Penny in my life, I built a team around myself of people like Penny's, people who wanted to raise me up and champion me and believed in me. Yes. And they, of course, were going to benefit from it too, but we were all going to benefit. And it was the not short-sighted view of like, oh, this is money right now. It's how do we build something really big together that's going to last a very long time. And so my girlfriend Cleo, she was my Canadian girlfriend, and she was just one of those people where she could see trends before they happened. We started a scrunchie line. We started my wine label. Like, she just was so creative and so hardworking. And like, she just was one of those women that she didn't really know how she was going to figure out, but she knew she would. And she always really believed in me. And we're still like best friends to this day.
Right. You got to have the best people around you, the best women around you.
And I have trust issues.
You do.
I never did until I went on TV. Because I thought, I trusted people so much that like the producers were literally manipulating me in front of my face. And I was like, they must think that this is what's best for me in my heart. No, they don't. They're doing what's best for TV. Kaitlyn, you ding dong.
But then you obviously, you have to go through those seasons where you learn those hard lessons the right way.
Yeah. Many seasons.
The hard way, I should say. But you have now a team around you, it sounds like, that really, really protect you, support you, hold the highest vision for you.
And they really put my mental health first, which is...
Isn't that everything?
I can't believe it.
I have a team like that too.
Oh, it's so important because I'm like, they even have my like period scheduled in their calendars.
Can we just pause on that, please? Because I think that if you are a female business owner... You get those days off.
Yeah.
Your team should know when you're cycling, like when you're bleeding.
Yeah.
Yes, my team knows too.
Yeah. Whether they want to know if it's in their schedule or not.
Fucking luteal, stay away from me.
Yeah.
But like we're women running women-owned businesses.
Mhm.
I have so much, sorry if I'm like going off, but I
No, I love
just
that.
feel so passionate about linear time, the Gregorian calendar, the way that we've been conditioned to work based on the fucking patriarchy.
Mhm.
When we don't work in straight lines in linear time, we work in cycles. It's nature. That's our human bodies. So give yourself the gift of planning your business around your fucking cycle.
And I'm not sure if anyone's noticed, but women create life.
Yeah.
Like
With
your
the whole
bodies,
universe.
your bodies literally create another life, a brain, freaking lungs, nails. Like our bodies are so much smarter than, sorry, men, than men's.
Sorry, not sorry, but it's true. It's
But like,
so much technology isn't there.
If you don't let us listen to our bodies for what we need to achieve in the world, like go fuck yourself.
Yes, exactly. I think it should be like part of like business school.
Mhm.
Like if you're coming up and running, and it should not just be in entrepreneurial endeavors. Like if it was like systemic in like the best way, that the world that we live in operated in cycles and rhythms, because it does. Like
Right.
I had someone say that to me once when I was going through my burnout phase, because I was so hooked into life looking like this.
Yeah.
And she said, Jessica, if all things in life are nature, which is true, that includes your business, and it's going to go through its own seasons.
Yeah.
So like honor your body. It's all about the body, and we override it as an epidemic, and we're suffering, which is why we have to find our right people, our right systems and flow to create the natural order of things.
Yeah. That's like a really hard lesson. If anything ever happened where like, if I was like losing followers or something had to close down or it didn't sell the way I wanted to, I always thought of that as failures. And then I go like, why have I not looked at I just learned so much from trying to build that business. Like I get to take that into whatever next thing I do. I've probably lost these followers because they probably did not align with anything I believed in or thought of, or they were bots and they're gone now. Like we have to shift our way of thinking with, and of course, like I'm actually a glass half empty kind of girl. I really go doomsday. I really have intrusive thoughts. I really go worst case scenario all the time, but it's an ongoing practice to like stop that. So I say this like it's easy, but like it's actually quite difficult. But just so many things in life. Like I had a really successful wine label and it was really getting into all the targets and it was really like this. Well, the manufacturers and the facility that makes my wine, they've been in the business for over 100 years with their family. They shut down. And then I found some legal stuff with the distributors and all signs were just like, you know what? It's the end of this chapter for you. And there's a reason for it. And usually you would find me like 3 to 5 business days in a corner crying and feeling like a failure. And instead I just popped a bottle of champagne and I went on to the next.
Good for you.
That is like tremendous growth. I'm 40. That I would not have done that even 5 years ago. But yeah,
absolutely.
I'm like, okay, well, that was a fun ride. And the alcohol business was a doozy.
I'm sure.
And I don't have to do that like work anymore of like all the grinding that like and men not understanding the vision and like so many things. And I'm like, there's just a reason and it's going to point me in another direction now.
That's a lesson in surrender.
Yeah. Oh, that's like my favorite word.
Same, girl. It's like my life's work.
Yeah.
But seriously, like with every moment like that, I love that you shared that because we don't win or lose. We win and we learn. And there's a season and a timing for everything.
Yeah.
And you, in sharing that, really trusted the timing of that moment. And you didn't make it mean anything about you. I mean, I'm sure it was hard, but the fact that you were able to take that and not like wallow in it and make this like spin this story that it was something you did wrong. It's just the seasonality of life and business.
Which I think it just comes with like experience, of course. And like the only reason I feel like I am able to continue to be successful is because I'm not afraid to fail. Like I just think like, okay, you're scared to do something, we'll do it scared.
Aren't we all doing it scared?
Yeah, we have to.
You have to. There's kind of no other way.
Otherwise you're not doing something and then that's silly.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, do it scared.
And look what can happen.
Yeah.
Today, tell me about your business, like your team, like what is the structure of your model right now with now the wine business?
We're a no structure kind of team right now because I'm in the phase of sit in what you've done. I just filmed something for like 3 weeks and I'm like so tired.
Bet you are.
Talk about a dysregulated nervous system. I am like, I've realized over the years that I am my happiest and healthiest when I'm home and I'm never home. And so right now I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
You're just chilling.
I'm chilling right now.
Good for you.
And I haven't done that in 10 years. So I'm like, of course I'm still doing my podcast. I have a great system when it comes to podcasting. I podcast twice a week. I have not missed an episode in 8 years. I heard you say in one of your podcasts, like it is a gift to you that you have the podcast.
Totally right.
It's so beautiful. Again, building the community of people because, Instagram, you can have however many followers, but on a podcast, like these individuals want to sit and listen and they want to be with you for however many minutes in like just a non-judgmental environment of like feeling good. And so the podcast has been absolutely just, I think I'll do that forever. Even if nobody listens when I'm 80, I'm like, it's just part of me now.
Same, bro.
I love it so much.
Yeah. Your show is great.
Thank you. So it's been really fun. And I'm trying to like, I really got complacent there for a minute and I got called out on Facebook. Somebody was like, I used to love your show and it's been like kind of lacking and it doesn't feel like you're into it anymore. And I spiraled. And after I spiraled, I went, wait, she's right. And instead of clapping back like I usually would have, I was like, you know what? I actually have been a little complacent and I need to do more research on my guests and I need to actually this is a job. Like, okay, I don't want to watch 8 hours of a reality show that they're on. Too bad. That's kind of your work.
Part of your job.
Yeah. And I started and I found myself, I fell back in love with podcasting again because I was like, wait, this is so much better and fulfilling when I'm actually putting the work into something that I do love. And so my team right now is just like, we're just in a group chat every day and we are just the most go with the flow kind of people that you could ever imagine. And I probably should have more structure.
No, but I love this.
I'm like taking a break from the like, hey, what's this person doing? How are we doing this? I'm like, I just want to chill right now.
But that is such a blessing.
Yeah.
Can I just say that? There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it does. I do feel guilty though.
It's a gift, right? Though that's part of the program though.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
To feel like we always have to be producing something versus just being.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to just be.
Honestly, like I take a sabbatical once a year. Like I take a month or two off. And it's so deeply uncomfortable.
Totally.
For those first few weeks.
Yeah.
And then I totally lock in and I realize that this is actually how we're designed.
Yeah.
To go through seasons of sprint and rest. And the fact that you've arrived here, Kaitlyn, and you found your passion again for the things that really matter.
Yeah.
Like I'm celebrating you for that.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah, it's challenging.
I'm sure.
It is uncomfortable because I'm all about bed rotting for a couple days and just like not doing anything. And I've done that now for about 5 days and I'm like,
Right.
I'm not doing enough. And then I'm like, no, you are reaping the benefits of your hard work and you're resting. And that is okay.
So can you share a little bit about what's coming?
Yeah. I don't know how much I can share. I'll find out if I'm in trouble for this later. But I filmed something in Dominican Republic for the last few weeks. I swore that I would never do reality TV again unless I was a host or unless it was The Traders. Those were my 2 rules. And then this opportunity came up and I was like, well, that is very aligned with me and my brand and who I am and what I believe and what makes me happy. And it was just, I couldn't say no. And so I just did that and it'll probably not even come out until 2027 because it takes a long time to turn stuff like that around. But it's one of those things where I probably can't say too much, but what I will say is it's different. It's definitely different from other things that have been put out there. And there's a lot of familiar faces on it. And I think it's going to be, you talk about sisterhood. I think it's going to like show some hard times and then some breakthroughs and some sisterhood.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm happy to hear that. Do you want to know something fun fact about me?
Yeah.
I got asked to do a reality TV show in my 20s.
Yeah.
When I was running my first business with my business partner. And this team came out from LA and what do they call it?
Sizzle reel?
Sizzle reel.
Yeah.
They shot the whole thing. They followed us around for like 2 weeks. And they pitched it to all the networks and we didn't get a show because we didn't fight enough.
Yeah.
There wasn't enough drama.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like, I know it makes sense. And so the reality TV world, I think could use more light.
Yeah.
Obviously, as you know. And the fact that you share this little clue about what's coming. is exciting to
There's
hear.
some dark energy in the show.
I'm sure there is, given who's.
But yes, but there is also so much light. And yeah, I think it'll be different. But I mean, I don't know if TV will be successful without drama, which is so crazy.
I know.
But that's what we have like other shows for.
That's true. That's so true.
That's like, I put on like the silliest, happiest shows for my dogs. Whenever I leave the house, I'm like, put on Blue's Clues or something.
You leave your TV on for your dogs?
I'm such a freak.
I'm obsessed.
I like choose different, like Moana's, I've decided is one of favorites.
We have to talk about this offline.
Blue's Clues.
I want to learn all your dog mama notes.
Oh,
I'm psychotic.
No, I've convinced myself that I birthed them.
No, me too. I actually have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They've come from my womb.
I saw a headline about myself. It makes me so happy. It was like Kaitlyn Bristowe says, like, she's sick of people saying, wait till you have kids. And then the headline is, she knows she birthed her dogs. And I was like, yes.
No,
People think I'm crazy, and I'm like, I don't care.
No, I don't care at all.
Yeah.
They are my children that have just incarnated here with 4 legs and fur.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that my one particular dog is my daughter from many, many lives.
That's how I feel about one of my dogs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I also saw this video on Instagram recently, like, I think I was going to repurpose it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dogs are not the same thing as kids. And then it was like, I know, Karen, that's the whole fucking point.
yeah, exactly. Yes, I know. It's so funny. I'm like, my dogs sleep on my head in my bed. We spoon.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
Nothing better in life.
No, they are my soul dogs.
Kaitlyn, you are such an open book, babe. You're so refreshingly authentic and real.
Thank you.
I want to ask you, is there anything that people would be surprised to hear about you that they don't know?
I wish I had a good answer. Maybe something will come to me, because I'm like, God, everyone knows everything about me. I'm like, especially if you listen to my podcast, I'm like, people are probably like, we've heard that story 20 times, Kaitlyn, because how do you not repeat yourself after 8 years of podcasting? But
I hear that.
I think people don't really know the size of my heart. I think I'm like, I put out there like this very tough image, or like, I'm definitely a firecracker, and I have inappropriate jokes. Like that is very much me. And I kind of lean into that on Instagram because I think it's funny, but I think people don't know how like actually soft hearted I am. And like what my days actually look like is probably really different from what people think they do. I think people think I just like get drunk every night and like swim in my pool and they like do weird shit with my dogs. That all happens. Sure. But I just, I'm like, I'm such a softie who has such a big heart. And I think I'm like an undercover softie, because I don't think people know. And that's okay.
I know.
Yeah, I think the right people should know.
Let's go back to the first thing I said to you on this podcast. Just full circle moment. I said I follow you. You're funny. You
did say this.
I did. It's your heart.
Yeah. See, light recognizes light, though.
That's right, girl.
Yeah.
That's what you see in me is what you see in yourself.
And that's why we trigger a lot of dark people.
Yes. Amen. Retweet.
Yeah.
I have just a few final quick fire questions for you, but I'm adding in a random one.
Okay. I love it.
So when you were talking about your how old were you when you were going through that breakup? Were you like 28?
I was 26, 27.
Yeah. It's like almost your Saturn return.
Yes.
I went through the same exact thing at the same exact time. Like as you were describing that,
really?
I was like, I know exactly what that was like. Yeah, I did.
God, was he a hockey player? Because same.
No, he was a musician.
Oh, just the same.
The worst.
Musicians and athletes, man.
If they were like broken birds and yes. So you said I did some crazy things when I was like, I'm crazy, but that was crazy. What was the crazy? Can you share?
Dude.
I'll share mine.
Mine's bad.
Tell me yours and then we'll compare notes.
Like, I would have childlike temper tantrums, like be on the floor, like pulling my hair. That's like peanuts,
right?
Compared to what, like, I would pretend I was going to jump off a balcony.
Okay.
I wasn't going to. Oh my God, everyone just went so silent. I'm sorry.
Waiting to tell mine because I think that we're on par.
I would literally make him think I would do that, which I never would. And I was like, well, maybe he'll love me more if I thinks I could be gone. Like, what the hell? Tell me yours is that bad.
I mean, I have 2 really bad stories. So I told you.
I can't believe I just said that out loud.
Well, now I asked you a question that you haven't shared before. I'm glad we went there. My first boyfriend, I lied and told him I thought I was pregnant so he wouldn't break up with me. That was really fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like 20.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, I think I was 24 when I did this.
okay, well, I was like 28 when I did this one.
Okay.
I mean, looking back, it sounds okay. I'm just gonna share it.
Yeah,
so
just say it.
We were going through this like fucked up breakup where we had broken up, but we were still sleeping together. We were still hanging out. But we were sleeping with other people. Like it was so toxic.
Yeah.
And he was like at a music festival, and I was trying to get a hold of him, and he wouldn't respond to me. And so I drove over to his place. And I sat on his front stoop and waited for him to come home.
Oh, that's kind of romantic.
No, it gets really way worse. Okay. And we were living in Chicago, right? And he was a biker. And he rode his bike back.
Yeah.
And he rides around the corner and he sees me sitting on his front stoop. And
he just drove away.
He looks at me, he goes, "You're pathetic."
Ooh.
And drove off on his bike. And I got in my car and I fucking chased him down the street with my head out the window, screaming at him, like trying to get him back into my life.
Why do we think that will make them be like, wow, you know what? That's a keeper right there. Why, like, me threatening to jump off a balcony? Like, he was probably like, I need to like get a restraining order.
Right? No, clearly same for me.
Yeah.
I almost like ran him over
why do
with
our
my
brains
car.
do that to us?
Why? Love is like it was like for me, that relationship was like heroin.
Yeah, but
Makes you fucking crazy.
This is why I'm always in my masculine era though, because I'm like, I can't be feminine because as soon as I do, I feel like I'm going to get hurt like that again.
I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm married and I been with my partner for 14 years.
14?
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Thank you. I mean, we've been on a journey together, but
Yeah, of course, 14 years, I bet.
we lived a million lives.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, and I don't think I've ever shared this myself, that relationship, the one, right?
Yeah.
My psycho relationship broke my heart, shattered my heart, took me years to heal. And then I met my husband.
Yeah.
And out of 14 years, I think it took me about 3 years into the relationship to actually open my heart to him.
Yeah,
even though we had been engaged, married for because it's a very real pain.
Yeah.
And it does take a while to fully open your heart again.
But it also makes me realize like I can go through anything because I'm like, that was the lowest point in my life. And then that was like the worst. Okay. Well, then the next time something happens to me, I'm going to know like, this is rock bottom right now, but I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like knowing that you can survive something so awful. Like it always sounds so silly to talk about heartbreak as feeling like the same as grieving a best friend who died.
But it is.
But it really like,
it is.
And
it's
nobody can tell you how grief can feel to you, and grief to me, losing that relationship. Like I thought that was my forever. I thought, because I don't have a job. I don't have this. I emotionally rely on him. I financially rely on him. I love him. And he was just like, this bitch.
Right.
He was like, I can't. But he was like protecting me too. Like when we broke up, he said, I don't think my life is meant for you. Because he was a hockey player and I had to just live in Germany with him. And like, I lost myself. And he was like, I think you're meant for something bigger. So when I went on The Bachelorette, it's like the show him and I used to always watch together. We'd get like a fire stick in Germany to like watch The Bachelor. And he was like, you would.
Have you ever talked to him again?
Yeah, because I reached out. I sent him an email just saying like, I talked about you a lot on the show. It was kind of therapeutic for me because you were my last relationship and I like rebuilt myself a lot and like have like obviously baggage that I'm bringing in from this. And I said, but I just want you to know I spoke nothing but highly of you because I actually do believe he's a good guy. I said, I spoke highly of you. I just wanted you to know. And I think he'd watched a couple episodes and he responded and he goes, I'm just really proud of you for being yourself. He's like, he goes, all the guys on my team are just like, that girl, that's your ex, because you're being yourself and you're being funny and you. And so it was nice. It was a nice little.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. It was a cool moment.
Yeah. That's a great moment.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing all that.
I was like, so good thing I didn't jump off that balcony, right?
Good thing I didn't run you over.
Yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. And that is my message for women today.
Yeah, don't go to jail. Don't die.
Don't be the crazy lady and know your worth.
That's right. Amen.
Yeah.
A few final questions for you,
Yes.
babe. Okay. So do you have a favorite business book or a favorite spiritual book?
Oh gosh. Yes. What is that? Light is the New
Black by Rebecca Campbell.
Yes.
Awesome.
That helped me get out of my relationship from my Bachelorette fiance relationship. That book, I listened to it I was hyperventilating, crying, and I put on that book and I did like a 6-hour drive somewhere and I listened to it. And it was like a pivotal moment for me into a spiritual journey.
I believe it.
So that book for sure.
She's great.
Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah.
Yay. Good, because I am one.
Yeah. I oftentimes think I am one.
No, you actually are. You look like
Yeah.
I was going to tell you, you have a total Pleiadian face.
I do, right?
100%.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You're totally cosmic.
Yes.
You know that.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about that more offline.
Okay.
But that's like the premise of my show. Do you have do you work? I love that you've very much on the spiritual journey yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work with any particular spirit guide or angel or?
Oh, yes.
Tell me.
I have, this was another part of I went to this place called the Hoffman Institute,
Sure.
and it's 7 days of inner child work. And I did so many visualizations of my spirit guides and angels and so many things, but that none of them have faces.
Sure.
Also, I went to Hawaii after this retreat because I was like, I'm on such a high vibration right now. I do not want to come down. And I went to Hawaii and I looked up anyone who does spiritual blessings on relationships. And this man who's very well known in Hawaii does these spiritual blessings on new marriages. And I went, well, I'm choosing my marriage with myself. So could you do a spiritual blessing on my relationship with me? And he was like, yeah. And I went out into the water with him and it was sunny for however many days straight. The rain just started pouring down and he was calling my ancestors and all these sea turtles just came to my feet. And he was even like, wait, am I magic? And I was like, no, I am. Because I was just like, holy shit, I've just worked on this for so many days. And it was just and then I remember looking out into the ocean and a whale just came up and breached and I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I feel from that moment on, I just see, I see when I visualize spirit guides and stuff, it's very much like feminine energy with lights for faces, just a bright light.
I see it.
Yeah.
What a story. No, that's so coded.
Oh.
That's so magic.
And I was just I think I need to move to Hawaii, and then I had to go back. But
do you, well, as we often do you feel something shifted after that moment?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It sounds like it must have been most.
So many little
awful
things have happened in my life where I'm I remember specifically talking to the moon one night. And when I talked to the moon, everything that I talked to it about just fell into place that week. I was like, hello?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, the moon is my God.
Mm-hmm.
And it so many things, the more I open myself up to those beliefs and see it, and the more I get on the right paths. But that was I've done a lot of spiritual things. I've never done ayahuasca or anything like that, but a lot of spiritual things. But that one, yeah, was a big shift for me because I was I was looking to end a relationship, my last relationship. And I'm searching way too hard for signs that is the signiest sign of all signs that I'm searching this hard for a sign.
I'd say
the clarity for me was in the confusion. And that's something that really broke me free. I was like, okay, the clarity is in the confusion. I should not be this confused. And that was all these signs just kept being look how light and free you could be when you're away and when you're just with you.
Yes.
And now I love being with me.
It's the best, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's the best.
And you could be with yourself in relationships.
Yeah.
You just have to find that time.
And you have to find the right person.
And the right person. God, yes. That's a big yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Bless my husband for giving me all the autonomy that I need.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Truly.
that's very helpful.
It's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Last question for you, baby.
Yeah.
Do you know the term New Earth?
Yes.
How do you define New Earth?
Okay, I don't want to say it because I don't know if
There's no
I've
wrong
just
answer.
heard the term New Earth, but I'm thinking a new way of thinking, new souls, new, I don't know. Explain it to me.
I'll frame it for you.
Okay.
I write about this in my book.
Okay.
I believe we're living in the New Earth right now.
Yeah.
It is basically a heart-led consciousness.
Okay. Yeah.
Versus a mind-led
Yeah.
consciousness, mind, ego, heart, love.
Yeah.
And when we live from the heart, we create a different reality that is available to us at all times in every thought, belief, word, action, interaction. And it's a world where we all win. It's a world where we all thrive. It's a world where we're all safe.
You think we're living in that?
I think we can co-create it. Okay. I think it's
because I think I'm living in it. I think some people are living in it.
I do. Most people are not.
Yeah.
But the third dimension, like I call it like 5D consciousness versus 3D.
Yeah.
You know, 3D reality is rooted in polarity, which is like fear, survival, me versus you, etc. So my last question is, and I love that you speak this language and you're like, I'm living in it. What do you think it means to you to be a co-creator of it?
Yeah. So I love that you said that because I have a intuitive coach that I see every once in a while. And she is so big on that chakra of like living through the heart and how, because in my last relationship, it was very much like, I don't think he did it on purpose. I think he's just so logical, and he was in finance for 9 years and numbers make sense to him, and he sees things very black and white. And it was very confusing to me because I like don't think up here, I think here. And I just saw him really believing that you want to get to the top of a ladder and like you need to be at the top and you need to have this money and this success and be the biggest of this. And I was like, oh, that just doesn't feel right with me. And I'd always go back to these coaching sessions with her. Her name's Courtney. She's amazing. And she would always be like, something is shifting in our world where we are going to be rewarded from living from the heart and not from the ego. And she goes, so just stay on that path, because in little ways over time, you're going to start seeing it. Like, but people who live from their hearts will be rewarded. And that was about 4 years ago, I want to say, that she told me that. And I've just really been looking for other people who live like that and believing that that is a possibility. The internet scares me because I go, oh, I don't know that happening anytime soon. But I mean,
it's dark.
You got to look for the light. So
you have to look for the light. You are a light.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
It's so good. It was so good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I could talk about this shit all day long.
We'll keep talking. Yeah. This was amazing for all of your honesty and authenticity and humor, but most of all, your heart.
Thank you.
I told you.
Oh, you did. You said it right from the get-go.
I told you, don't you forget
That's very nice. Thank you. Thank you for seeing me.
Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I love what you're doing. Great.
Same, sister.
Yeah.